chunky if you put the protein in the cereal. So just be aware of that. I mean, you could try it, or you could mix it up first. So you could actually shake it in a shaker and then pour it on your cereal.
Oh, instead of milk. Just
Right, now that's not a bad idea because then you're going to make a super high protein cereal and the vanilla may be better. So you take it, shake it up in a shaker, and then go ahead and pour it on your cereal, and then let me know how it tastes.
Okay, we'll do that. And another question. Oh my goodness, the oatmeal. You were adverse to oatmeal. What's the problem?
All right, so
It's be good for you.
yeah, a lot of people don't realize this, but oatmeal has dietary phytates in it, and phytic acid can actually block the absorption of many antioxidants. So traditional oatmeal that you buy, if you soak it overnight in a slightly acid medium, so take a little chigger, if you know what a chigger is, or a shot glass of apple cider vinegar, fill up a big thing with water, and then put the oats in there overnight. Soak them overnight. That reduces the dietary phytic acid dramatically. All right, and then the oatmeal is going to be healthy for you. Or buy sprouted oats. Sprouted oats are going to be much better for you. Because here's an example. You don't want to be blocking the vitamins that you took, or the fruit, or the calcium, or whatever in your breakfast. So if you just ate oatmeal and that's it, nothing with it, you're probably safe. But most people are, putting their blueberries, having their multivitamin, drinking some orange juice, no telling what they're doing. And oatmeal is good at blocking all of that. So
Well, what I do is have an apple in the morning, but I have it before I eat my oatmeal.
yeah, so
Steel cut. I do the steel cut.
yeah, so you need to soak those overnight, or get the steel cut that have the sprouted ones, or just get my what is that? That Praline Crunch. It's an oat-free, gluten-free granola that's delicious. You can have that for breakfast,
Oh, okay.
and it's much higher in protein than oatmeal.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lange. We enjoy it.
All right. You take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Judy in Ocala. So we're coming in loud and clear, hopefully in Ocala. That's probably on 97.3 FM The Sky. All right, once again, if you just tuned in on YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram, Google+, I see a lot of you are following me on social media right now. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Phone line is 727-587-1040. That's a live call-in number if you want to call me right now and ask me a question. 727-587-1040. Remember, October 26th, 2019, coming up in the near future, we're having the big annual fall festival. Every year I throw a fall festival for the villagers. And we usually have thousands of people that show up. We're going to have food, we're going to have music, we're going to have a car show, we're going to have some of my race cars on display there, we're going to have a frame trunk show, a sunglass trunk show. We usually have some huge discounts on frames and Fortify vitamins. We'll be making smoothies. Good Lord willing, we'll have the Fortify Fit available and the new Fortify grass-fed whey protein isolate available. And we'll be mixing things up for you to try the new taste that we've developed. All right, we're going back to the phones. Let's see what Drew has to say. Drew, good morning and thanks for holding.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
All right, and yourself?
Oh, pretty good. Hey, so I'm calling to pick your brain about a disease, Fuchs disease.
Right.
What do I need to know about it? Any cure, treatment, anything like that?
So have you been diagnosed with it?
I have.
Uh-huh. So let me ask you this. How is your vision? How do you perceive your vision?
Oh, well, you want to know, well, looking through frosted glass. How's that?
Okay. So it's not as good as you would like, in other words.
Of course not.
So Fuchs is a endothelial cell dystrophy. So that's the inside of your cornea where it starts to break down. And there's like a pump in the endothelium that keeps your cornea hydrated. And that pump starts to basically run out of gas. And it's not working the way it used to. And this is not as uncommon as you think. I see, hundreds of patients with this condition. And so in the early stages of Fuchs, you'll have glare, some reduced vision, and there's something you can buy over the counter called Muro 128. It's a hyperosmotic sodium chloride solution. It's a drop you put in your eye. You use it probably 4 to 6 times a day. Usually when you wake up in the morning is when your vision is the blurriest. So you put a drop of Muro 128 in. Believe it or not, take a blow dryer. Now, don't blow dry your eye directly, but hold it away from you and indirectly kind of heat your eye up slightly. That'll make the swelling go down pretty quickly. So that can help. So Muro 128, 4 to 6 times a day, a little blow dryer, holding it way out just for a few seconds. Obviously seeing your optometrist or ophthalmologist. Now, let's say hypothetically your vision just is not the way you want it and it's getting worse. So sometimes you get what we call bullous keratopathy. Bullous keratopathy is when you start to get blisters on your cornea. So then you start to get pain, all right? And then if it gets to that point, sometimes you got to have a corneal transplant. However, if you get it way before those stages, which is the key, then key is early intervention. You can have basically what we call an endothelial cell transplant. There's other names for it. It's where they go in and they don't remove your entire cornea. They just scrape off the inside of your cornea and then replace it, kind of like carpet that you roll out, with new tissue. And it works amazingly well. I mean, I've had patients that have had, this corneal dystrophy for 20 years, and then when this endothelial cell transplant came out, some of them are seeing almost 20/20 now. And these were some serious cases. So in the hands of a competent corneal specialist, you should be in good hands. Now, if it's still early stage, you don't have to have that procedure.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple blisters already, and I have been using the drops, and I've also got the cream that you put in at night before you go to sleep.
Right.
And then I put the warm, dry compress on it, twice a day, and just to kind of alleviate some of that swelling and everything.
Right.
So I'm just kind of curious. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to hear someone else's voice on it.
Right.
I greatly appreciate it. And what's I guess the prognosis or the diagnosis generally after you have the transplant?
Well, I've had patients that have had that transplant for 10 years now, and some of them are 90 years old, so they're a little immune compromised and don't heal well, and they're doing fantastic 10 years out. So you sound relatively young. How old are you?
I am 55.
You're young. God, I'm 57. So, we're just getting started in life. I think your prognosis would be very, very good. Have you seen a corneal specialist?
I actually have.
Good. And have they recommended that?
Yes.
Good. Now, something you can do that certainly won't hurt, you may be already doing it, but I started talking about this Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. So remember, this is inflammation in your cornea, okay?
Right.
And so I would highly recommend taking this. Now, it's not a miracle cure by any means, but it's a combination of 3 things. The most potent triglyceride form, omega-3, that's been shown to help corneal problems. Astaxanthin that's in the Fortify Focus crosses blood-eye barrier, gets into the eye, and then the GLA, gamma-linolic acid, has been shown to help with dry eye inflammatory conditions of the cornea dramatically. So once again, I've got lots of patients that have this condition that are on this. It's not going to make it go away, so I'm not going to mislead you, but it is going to help reduce some of your symptoms. It'll help reduce the inflammation, and then certainly after you have a procedure, if you elect to have the procedure, we want the corneal surface to be working well. We want it to be lubricated well, because if you have a dry eye, that's going to be a compromised eye. It's going to cause, the eye not to work as well. So we want inflammation in the eye to be as low as possible, and this is one of the best ways to do it without taking, steroids and non-steroidals and things like that.
Okay. Well, I greatly appreciate it, and glad I caught you this morning on a good time, and hope you have a great birthday and a fantastic weekend.
Thanks, I appreciate that. And
try to stay cool in this heat.
Keep me posted. Keep me posted on how you're doing.
I'll do it, Doc. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, Drew. Take care. All right. Once again, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm broadcasting on multiple radio networks right now, and I'm live via a lot of social medias. If you got a question, give me a call at 727-587-1040. Also, check us out on the web at fortify.com. So Fortify is my vitamin company. It's kind of a play on words since I'm an eye doctor. It's FORTIFEYE. Fortify.com. And any of the products on Fortify.com, so if you want to get the advanced dry eye therapy or the super omega-3 max or the macular defense or anything out there, the enzymes, the probiotics, the superfood, the proteins, you can actually use a code online 20%. Online 20% in the promo code section. You get 20% off any of these. And that's a pretty good deal because right now the naked protein, all right, the naked protein, that's our whey protein concentrate that is just the purest whey protein concentrate in the planet. Nothing in it. No guar gum, no lecithin, no flavor, just pure whey protein concentrate from New Zealand grass-fed cows. Right now we have it 50% off. It is $20 on the website. So if you use online 20%, you're getting another 20% off. That's double dipping, but we allow that. So you're having a 70% off on that protein. That's actually cheaper than my cost, all right? So I'm losing money on that. But I'd rather lose a little money than a lot of money. This stuff doesn't expire until probably a year and a half. But I got like 50,000 bottles of this stuff, so that's why we're running a deal on it. More people like the flavored protein. We did it on the chocolate protein recently, and the chocolate protein went down to an acceptable level. So now we're doing it on the naked protein. So if you want one of the best proteins on the market, it's called Fortify Naked Protein. It's already 50% off on Fortify.com. It's $20. Then use online 20% when you buy anything, and you're going to get 20% off, and that will be included in it. All right, let's go back to the phones. We're going to go to Patsy in St. Pete. Patsy, thanks for holding.
Hi. I heard the ladies on the line about the oatmeal, so I'm not sure if this is the kind of question you answered, but I have this mixture, and I'm thinking this whey protein would be great for it, that I make for breakfast every day. And I have flaxseed, chia seed, I put a protein powder in, I put coconut oil in it, cinnamon, and sometimes blueberries. And I don't eat, I heard you speak of oatmeal, so I don't put oatmeal in there. Would this be a healthy breakfast?
Absolutely, especially when you add the protein, because there wasn't a lot of protein in what you mentioned. So if you add the whey protein to that, it sounds like a great, so you got antioxidants, you got fiber, you got some amino acids, you've got alpha linoleic acid, which converts to omega-3. So yeah, it would be a really good breakfast, and it's something that most people aren't having that for breakfast. The lion's share of people that are listening are having a piece of toast and coffee, or a bagel and coffee, or cereal and coffee, and it's Fruit Loops, so it's loaded with sugar and dyes. So absolutely, I think that's a great breakfast.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. And you're going to repeat the information about the whey protein that you can buy. I didn't quite catch it all.
Yes,
when you do, I'll write it down.
I will repeat that. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome. All right, so Fortify has 3 proteins right now. We got a 4th one coming out that's going to be a grass-fed isolate for muscle building, but the 3 that we have now are concentrates, and I call these anti-aging proteins. Not only are they beneficial at building muscle and losing fat and building endurance, but concentrates have the good fats in them, where isolates have removed the fats. So the good fats, if they come from grass-fed New Zealand cows, are where the immunoglobulins are, the lactoferrin, the CLA, the covalent bonded cysteine that converts to glutathione. So it's great as a meal replacement. This will be perfect for the young lady that just called, talking about her concoction for breakfast. So it is the Fortify Super Protein Naked, all right? This is totally unflavored, okay? Now this blends great in a blender. It doesn't shake well because there's no emulsifiers that instatize it. It will shake up and it will stir, but it'll be a little clumpy. But it's very good for you. Remember, whey protein is one of the most it is the most bioavailable protein known to man. And if you can't drink milk, you can usually have whey protein because the lactose is gone and the casein is gone. That's what most people have reaction to, is the casein that's in milk. So you go to fortify.com, that's Fortifeye, fortify.com, and go to the protein and go to the naked protein, click on it. It's $20 right now. It's usually $40. And if you use a code online 20%, you're going to get another 20% off on it. That's a 70% discount. Like I said, I'm losing money on it. But hopefully you're going to buy some omega-3 or some Fortified Focus or something with it, or the superfood. And if you're still listening, that's perfect addition, is the Fortify Organic Blue Green Superfood. It's a small scoop. It's 8 servings of organically grown, gluten-free, FODMAP-free fruits and vegetables. You can combine that with the protein, and it's a complete meal. So remember, the Naked Protein by Fortify is only $20 right now. Use online 20% when you buy anything. Put that in the promo code at checkout, and you'll get additional 20% off on anything you're ordering. All right, hopefully that covers everything. Let's see. We have got, I think, Mike in Seminole next. Mike, welcome to the program. Mike. All right, maybe we lost Mike. All right.
Hello?
Oh, is that Mike?
No, it's John.
All right, well, John, Mike can call back. Hey, John, thanks for holding.
I wanted to clarify on your dry eye recipe. It was GLA, astaxanthin, and what was the other product?
Yeah, so it's in a kit already, so it's already discounted. It's called Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. And what it is, it's a combination of Fortify Super Omega, which is a triglyceride form omega-3. So if you're going to put it together yourself, make sure it's triglyceride form omega-3. And you want a minimum of about 1,600 to 2,000 milligrams of omega-3, a minimum, all right? So that's the omega-3. It's got to be triglyceride form. Most of the stuff you buy over the counter is the ethyl ester molecule. If it doesn't say triglyceride form on the bottle, it's ethyl ester molecule, so stay away from that. Astaxanthin, 6 milligrams minimum, 6 milligrams of astaxanthin. My favorite astaxanthin is Astaril. All right, it's one of 2 that have been shown in clinical studies not to have any contaminants in it. And then that's Fortify Focus, because we have the astaxanthin plus lutein and zeaxanthin in it. And then finally the black currant seed oil, and that's GLA. Remember, GLA comes from 3 good sources: borage oil, evening primrose oil, and black currant seed oil. The black currant seed oil tends to work the best, and most black currant seed oil you're buying is non-genetically modified, where the others are all GMO. But you need about 140 milligrams, give or take, of that GLA. And those 3 combined, I mean, work amazingly well. I mean, I have one of the largest dry eye clinics probably in the country, and I've been using this combination for, over 10 years, and it really helps patients dramatically. But now remember, if we're helping dry eye is an inflammatory condition in the eye. It's going to help inflammation in the rest of the body. So people that have swelling in their joints, arthritis, also it's amazing for their skin. And this combination is also amazing for the vascular system. So it doesn't just target dry eye, it has a lot of other health benefits.
Right, great. I have a friend who's experiencing this after having surgery to her eyelids where they removed some of the fat.
Mm-hmm.
And some 2 years later, she's still having problems with tearing and scratchiness and burning.
Right. After cosmetic lid procedures, that's for dermatochalasis, that's called blepharoplasty. A lot of patients will get what we call exposure keratopathy, and that's because they removed a little bit too much of that fat, and she probably doesn't close her eye a complete blink, all right? And especially when she's sleeping at night. So this would definitely help that, combined with some good lubricants, all right? Probably one of the best lubricants for her eye, because it's not going to dehydrate the way the over-the-counter stuff is. Actually, one of them you can get over-the-counter, called Fresh Coat. So Oasis Tears Plus or Fresh Coat. Those are the 2 tops for people after having cosmetic surgery. They both have natural anti-inflammatory properties in them, and they replenish all the layers of the tear film. So Fresh Coat and Oasis Tears Plus is kind of like Bentley or Rolls-Royce or Ferrari or Lamborghini. Much better than anything else on the market. Sometimes it's hard to find, and I've seen it $45 for the Fresh Coat. On our website at fortify.com, the Fresh Coat's only $29. That sounds expensive, but remember, Bentley or Rolls-Royce is a little bit more expensive. So try to find Fresh Coat over the counter at the local drugstore, see what the price is, compare it to us online, and that could help as well.
Right. Well, one of the biggest questions I have is
I have tinnitus in my left ear, and I had a treatment with a laser, and I had to put on glasses, but in my periphery, I still saw the light, and the treatment did wonders for reducing the tinnitus. But I was wondering if you have any opinion on, the depth of the penetration of the laser or any other LED that's not laser over the eyes. Is it beneficial, harmful, or make sure you have a good source of glasses for protection?
Well, yeah, as far as the whole tinnitus and laser, I'm definitely not an expert in that avenue, so I'm not going to comment on that, but I am an expert on the whole blue light arena. So depending on the type of light, most lights will emit a frequency between 400 and 500 nanometers. That's blue light that is very damaging, not a little damaging, very damaging to the lens and to the retina. And so that's another reason the Fortify Focus I developed. It has what we call blue light shield or blue light defense. I actually have trademarked the name blue light shield. I think the bottle still says blue light defense on it. But these carotenoids impregnate into the macula. So if you're around a lot of these type of lights in your work, it's advantageous to take something like Fortify Focus. And also, if you wear glasses, ask them to do a blue filtering coating or monomer in your glasses that block the blue light, and then ask to show that it works. So we have a blue laser, and we'll shine it through the light, through the lens, and show you it's blocking that blue laser. A lot of the products that are being sold out there are only filtering, 5, 10, 15%. We have one called Blue Light Defense and Blue Light Shield, a lens that actually blocks 99% of the harmful rays of blue light. So blue light can be damaging.
Yeah, I think the frequency here was 680 nanometers to 8, up in the 8s or up into the 900s, so it's above that.
Yeah, that's not going to be as bad for your retina. Nowhere near as bad as the 400 to 500 nanometers. And the worst is between 400 and 450, okay?
Right, and the way the laser works in a way that it's supposed to affect the blood vessels and the nerves, it seems to me it would do the most good in the eye since you have a clear shot of it right through the pupil.
Right. Yeah, I'd have to find out what the frequency is, what lasers they're using, what the frequency is on the eye. I'm not 100% sure. I used to know that, but I forgot.
Well, is there a therapy that they would actually shine the laser or the LEDs into your eye to help improve eyesight?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of different types of lasers that are used on the eye. I mean, there's something called PDT therapy. It's called a cold laser. It stands for photodynamic therapy. It's not used as much anymore. And there's argon lasers, which are green lasers. There's YAG lasers. I'd have to get somebody. I actually have a degree in physiological optics, and I used to know the exact numbers, all these lasers had back in the day, but geez, that's so far off now, and I don't use those lasers. Some of my oculoplastic and retina specialists use those lasers, so they would be a better guess to be on to know the actual frequency of those lasers.
All right, my good man, I appreciate it.
All right, you have a good one.
You too, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I am Dr. Michael Lange. I've been hosting this show since, April of 1993. Time flies when you're having fun. Once again, if you're watching on TV or on the videos throughout social media, I'm holding up. You can hear me shaking it. This is called Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. I developed this. I studied this for, over 10 years. Finally put it all together into one package. I don't want to brag, but there isn't anything like it on the market. There's lots of people that have dry eye formulas. One bottle, you can't put everything in one bottle. It's as simple as that. If you want to hit everything for dry eye, it's got to be in a package like this. That's why it's in a box with 3 bottles. It's Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Focus, and Fortify Black Currant GLA. All in one box. It's $62. If you bought these individually, they'd be closer to $90. Now remember, when you buy them and use the online 20% code, you're getting another 20% off on top of that. So that's a good code, online 20% at fortify.com. Also, if you come into the Lange Eye Institute or any doctors, there's a lot of practices throughout the country that carry the Fortify vitamins. So a lot of optometrists, ophthalmologists, and primary care physicians are carrying these products now. but you can always get them at fortify.com. And remember, that discount is pretty good. And always ask your doctors if they'll give you a discount. Most of the time, if you buy 3 of them, they're going to give you a little bit of discount and make you happy. And a lot of people like instant gratification instead of waiting for it to come online. You can go to our nutrition center in Ocala. It's the Lange Nutrition Center. It's on State Road 200, right across from the mall. That's 3101 State Road 200. It's the only 2-story building on State Road 200. You take the elevator upstairs, first door on the right. It's a glass door. That's a Fortify distribution center, as well as a Lange Nutrition Center. You can buy all the Fortify vitamins. You can get lots of other things there as well. So go on in. You can say you heard Dr. Lange on the radio, and he said you get 20% off. All right, we're going back to the phones. Let's go to Hugh in Silver Springs. Hugh, thanks for holding.
Yes, good morning, doctor. I live in Silver Springs, which is right next door to Ocala, and I enjoyed your radio program from Ocala a few years back, and I'm so glad that you're still on the radio.
Excellent.
The question today is, I take a bunch of vitamin pills in the morning and then before I go to bed. Are there any two different kind of vitamin pills that would I shouldn't be taking together because they might interreact with each other?
Absolutely. And I've tried to take all that into consideration when I developed Fortify Complete Advanced Nutrition. So beta carotene and vitamin A should not be in a multivitamin, okay? Because beta carotene blocks the absorption of lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. That's a carotene that blocks xanthophyll, so no beta carotene. If it's in the vitamin, I wouldn't take it, especially if there's lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin in it. You get plenty of beta carotene in the fruits and vegetables that you eat, all right? So no beta carotene. Vitamin A palmitate or retinol. As long as you're not a vegetarian, there probably shouldn't be any vitamin A palmitate or vitamin A retinol. That's a fat-soluble form of vitamin A, and it blocks the absorption of vitamin D3. So vitamin D3 is much more important than vitamin A because, once again, United States Americans do not have vitamin A deficiencies. Now, in third world countries, absolutely vitamin A deficiencies. I'm a member of a philanthropic group called Vitamin Angels, and we actually take vitamin A to third world countries. Vitamin Angels does that for these children that are only eating rice and bread, so they need vitamin A, but you do not. So no vitamin A, no beta carotene, all right? And then no copper, all right? So copper is a heavy metal that can build up in toxic levels. The only time you want copper is when you have over 40 milligrams of zinc. But you shouldn't be taking anything with over 40 milligrams of zinc. So there's another one. Less than 40 milligrams or less of zinc and no copper. So now we've learned no beta carotene, no vitamin A, no copper, and preferably less than 40 milligrams of zinc. And those are pretty much the main things. The other thing in a multivitamin, I don't like a lot of calcium. There's calcium in most multivitamins because it kind of acts as a binder, but you never should have like 500, 600, 800 milligrams of calcium. You should always take calcium by itself, not in a multivitamin, because calcium can also block the absorption of many of the nutrients. All right?
Yes, I have another quick question if I could. My wife is a redhead, and she'll avoid the sun as much as she can. She weighs 140. How much vitamin D should she be taking?
140. I think a safe level is probably 2,000 units, 2,000 IUs. Now, it's micrograms now. I'd have to figure out what that converts to, so it's a lot less in micrograms. But the equivalent of 2,000 units is probably all she's going to need at that weight and being a redhead. I still recommend a little sunshine, even if you're a redhead. She's not an albino. If she's an albino, obviously not. But a little bit of sunshine, 15 to 20 minutes of sun between 10 and 2, okay, with no sunscreen. Just 15 to 20 minutes. So she could go out 10 minutes on the front, 10 minutes in the back. She's not going to get sunburned, but she's going to get some valuable vitamin D from what God put up in the top of the air there, the sun. So a little sunshine is good. You know, she doesn't need to be getting sunburned. And even if there's a history of a little bit of skin cancer, remember, everything in moderation.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you for being on the radio.
All right. You take care of you. Bye-bye. All right, so you're listening to Ask the Doctor. You know, vitamin D3 is so important. You know, people that are deficient in vitamin D3 are more prone to have all sorts of health issues. They're more prone to have all eye diseases. They're more prone to have diabetes and rheumatoid arthritis and, just prematurely age. So vitamin D is very important. Now you got to be very careful because too much vitamin D3 is just as bad as too little. Too much vitamin D3 can cause brittle bones, believe it or not, but it can cause atrial fibrillation. So you don't want to get super high dosages unless prescribed by your doctor. And there's some doctors may be prescribing too much. So a little sunshine is a very good idea. After you're in the sun, do not use any soap on your body for quite some time, okay? So 6 to 8 hours before you get into the shower because the soap will wash off the oils that are allowing the absorption of the vitamin D3. And you want above a 50 on your vitamin D3 levels, even 60, 70, and 80 is even better. That's called a 25 hydroxy test. So if you're less than 50, you got to be supplementing with vitamin D or getting more sunshine. Now, if you're large and darkly pigmented, so let's say you're darkly pigmented skin and you're 300-400 pounds, well, then you got to get out in the sun a little bit longer and you got to take more vitamin D3. So these people probably need 5,000 units of vitamin D3 a day. And also, you need to consult with your physician on that. I always recommend getting a blood test, checking your vitamin D3 levels, then getting on a supplement. Start with lower amounts first. You can always add to it. So I see it too frequently. A doctor will put you on 10,000 units of vitamin D3. Your vitamin D3 deficiency goes away, and then they keep you on it. Well, chances are, if you're on 2,000 units of vitamin D3 and a little sunshine, your deficiency would go away and you'd be fine. So remember, more is not better. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. If you've got a question, pick up the phones and give me a call at 727-587-1040. That is 727-587-1040. Also, let me give you the phone number for Fortify Vitamins. Here you go. I didn't give you this one yet today. Fortify Vitamins phone number is 866-503-9746. I'm not the slave driver you think I am. I do let my Fortify employees off on the weekends. So that is 866-503-9746, or you can go to fortify.com. Write that down, get a pen, get a piece of paper. I'll give it to you twice. The website for Fortify Vitamins. Remember, we've got the Fortify Advanced Nutrition, Fortify Complete Advanced Nutrition. This is a multivitamin, eye vitamin, VeggieCap, FruitCap enzymes I developed with a dual delivery system. I mean, there's so many good studies. When you take this type of combination, it can be very beneficial. And there's some studies out there now, and Al Sears has been promoting it on his website about actually helping it to promote stem cells in the body, certain nutrients, and slow down chromosomal aging. So also we've got enzymes and probiotics, the superfood. We got 2 omegas, the super omega and the super omega max. Like I said, the proteins, the super protein, the naked protein that's on sale right now for $20. And remember, use online 20%, get another 20% off. So we've got a whole host of things for sale on that website. The one I was really promoting today is Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. Most of you have some inflammation in your body, have some dry eye symptomology. So this is a good idea to start this. There's a lot of treatments for dry eye out there. A lot of doctors are prescribing some extremely expensive medications that, quite frankly, don't do a lot. They really don't. Or prescribing and recommending some very expensive procedures that are over $1,000 to open your meibomian glands. Well, you can do it as simply as $25, something called the Bruder mask. The Bruder mask is a medical beadlet that you put into, it's a mask that you put in the microwave for 20-25 seconds, and it velcros around your face, and it actually opens up the meibomian glands. That, combined with Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, to this day, I haven't seen anybody that has needed LipiFlow, meibomian gland probing, IPL lasers, any of these expensive procedures. If you do elect to have one of those expensive procedures, you still need to be on at least Fortify Super Omega 3 Max or preferably the Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, to keep those glands from getting blocked again. But remember, the poor man's LipiFlow is the Brooder mask, and it costs you $20-25 and lasts 10 years. You can throw it in the washing machine. So why wouldn't you try that first before you spend a boatload of money that's not covered by insurance? Unless you got a money tree in the backyard, then please invite me over so I could pick some of those leaves. Gas money for the race car is very expensive. All right, we got time for a few more calls. Absolutely, we got 7 more minutes. If you got a question, give me a call, 727-587-1040, 727-587-1040. Remember, October 26th is the big showdown, the big fall festival at the Lange Eye Institute in the Village. Is October 26th. I'm inviting everybody to come out. We usually have 3,000-4,000 people show up. It's a big event. It's free, and we feed you. We give you beverages. We give you lots of samples of stuff. You might win a Maui Jim pair of sunglasses or a really cool pair of glasses. But we got a lot of giveaways, a lot of raffles. We're going to have a car show. If you got a cool car, bring it on out. I'm going to bring a couple of my race cars at least that'll be on display. I'll probably start a few of them up. You better bring your earphones because they're pretty loud. Also, I want to shout out to Dr. Hall, or Doc Hall he goes by. Does anybody really know his first name? His first name isn't Doc. Anyway, Doc Hall has been helping me with the new Fortify Fit Ultimate Muscle Fuel, which is a pre and post workout beverage. Doc Hall is a guru in the whole sports nutrition industry. He's been doing this for a long time. A lot of you recall he had a ginormous Doc Hall Health and Fitness Center in Ocala, the largest in the state of Florida, not too long ago. Anyway, he's on our advisory board for Fortify Vitamins, and he's on the Fortify Vitamin team now. And he's been helping us do some taste testing. When the hurricane was coming through, we were at Fortify Vitamins taste testing for the new Fortify Fit. And we have narrowed it down. I think I mentioned this last week. Probably the first flavor we're coming out with is going to be strawberry watermelon. Now, I got to tell you, it's been a difficult road to make this taste good with natural flavors. So it's actually very good. The strawberry watermelon is very good. We can't make it vanilla or chocolate because the stuff that's in this concoction, I should say, in this sports nutrition muscle fuel that I've developed is very bitter. Very good for you. Helps build muscle, lose fat, build endurance and strength. Unlike anything on the market, it really won't be anything like on the market. It's not going to be that expensive, $40 to $45 retail, but it's very bitter. Branched chain amino acids, creatine, collagen. These things are very, very bitter. Velocitol, D-ribose, astaxanthin. A lot of things are in it that are very bitter, but very good for you. So remember, when you go into GNC and Vitamin Shop, the lion's share of those products taste very good. I mean, they taste like a dreamsicle if you want it to taste like that. But you look at the ingredient profile, especially the other ingredients. They have carrageenan in them. They have sucralose. They have aspartame. They have artificial flavors. When you read ingredient profile, if it says any of those, in my opinion, you should not buy it. Those are very good for you. They upset the microbiome in your gut, all right? They cause irritable bowel syndrome, aggravate irritable bowel syndrome, and they're also associated with cancers now. So anything with artificial flavor, artificial sweeteners, carrageenan, or dyes, just do not put it in your body. And you're thinking, well, it's not going to hurt me. Yeah, one time's not going to hurt you. But look at everything you're consuming. The chocolate milk and the ice cream has carrageenan in it, all right? So you got to be very careful. Sucralose is in everything. You're drinking diet drinks. You're drinking all sorts of beverages that you think are healthy for you. Sucralose is not good for you. Not taste really good. So when I was up in Cincinnati, they gave me a flavor with sucralose and artificial flavors for my fruit punch because the fruit punch had a little sour taste to the beginning of it, almost like a sweet tart, which maybe is pretty good. But they showed us what it would taste like if we used sucralose and artificial flavors, and it was amazing. It tastes just like Hawaiian Punch. It was delicious. it felt like there was 200 grams of sugar in it. But, you know, you can't have that. It's all about what's good for you, not necessarily what tastes good. So I'm developing something that's going to taste good, but is going to be good for you. I think it's going to actually revolutionize the whole sports nutrition industry. If you don't start standing up for yourself and saying no to all of this garbage, they're going to keep making it because you keep buying it. It's all about the bottom, how much money can be made, how quickly can it be made. All right, let's see. We got 9:57. We got about 2 more minutes, so I don't think we have time for any more calls. A couple of other things I wanted to discuss. Oh, here, the Wata water. I got to tell you, this is a water that I really do believe in. Wata, W-A-T-T-A-H-H, Wata. I usually have a bottle of it in front of you when I'm doing the show. It's a crystalline-like water. It's got a positive charge to it. All water has a negative charge, okay? And in theory, this decreases oxidation, inflammation. It energizes your cells. It energizes your mitochondria. And we've got some amazing patients that have improved health-wise, and their dry eye has benefited. What they do, they take the Wata water and put it in a little spray bottle, and they spray it in their eye, and they're drinking it as well. And some patients with a chronic dry eye have actually done very, very well with this. So this Wata water, we do have it available at the Lange Nutrition Center. I think it's the only place that you can get it, buy it 1 bottle at a time. And on our website, you can buy it 1 bottle at a time. You don't have to buy it a case. Now, it's not as cheap as Zephyr Hills, but it's pure. It's got a neutral pH, and it's got a positive charge. That doesn't mean a lot to you, but research it. Google it. Wata water on the internet, and see what you think. Remember, I try to share things with all my listeners and viewers. They're going to help you stay above ground a little bit longer and keep you in a good mood. All right. Thanks for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange. The music's on. That means I got to get out of here. I think I'm going to go ride the bike on the bay and get a little vitamin D myself. So see you next week. Have a great day. God bless you. That's a wrap. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's first go over here to YouTube and turn this off. Bye-bye. Let's see if I can turn this off. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah, maybe.